Hey, this is Kathy from Brain Learn Books in South Bend, Indiana, coming to you with Breaking Bread with Kwame and Friends. We have Van Garrett with his new book, Kicks, just came out today. We have Alicia D Williams with her book, Jump at the Sun, about Zora Neale Hurston. We've got Ekua Brew-Hammond with her book, Blue, which is a fascinating study of the color of blue throughout history. And we've got Kwame with all the books, but especially with Muhammad Ali. Show that what we got there. Oh, you're doing A Door of No Return.
Oh,
that
no.
book was amazing also. I finished it.
Hold on. Was that a dog just?
That is the cat Agusi.
That's the cat Agusi.
Yes. Agusi.
This is a real interesting night.
Okay, I'm going to jump off. You guys go ahead. Kwame, you sound like you're ready to go right now.
I'm turned up.
Thank you, everybody.
Shout out to Kathy Burnett and Brain Layer Books for having us. Oh, Kathy's my girl. Really appreciate you. And thank you all so much for joining us live. Breaking Bread. This is episode 4. I think we started this during the pandemic.
Wow.
And we're doing it again with some of my friends who know how to prepare and follow instructions, and one who doesn't, from Houston, Texas, in a blazer. But we ain't saying no names because we don't do that. We don't call people out like that. We show love. That's why we're here. We showing love to Van Garrett, whose book just came out today. Kicks is in the house. Show him the kicks, man.
Yeah. Let me take my shoe off so you can see. These are the kicks I'm rocking today.
Hey.
Van. Are those? Oh, those are nice.
I appreciate it.
Nice.
Those are real nice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out a little bit more about Van. Van is coming at us from a library in Houston, Texas. So it's gonna be interesting to see when we what kind of food he prepared in a library in Houston, Texas. Next up is my dear friend from way back, from way blackjack. Y'all don't even know. We spent time in Brazil together. We broken bread in Ghana together. She is a brilliant writer, and she's the author of her debut picture book. It's not called Black. It's not called Yellow. It's not called Lavender. It's not called Indigo, though that would have been, though it is kind of indigo, but it's called Blue. Nana Ekua Brew-Hammond. What's up, Nana?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Kwame. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Van.
Where are you, Nana?
I am in Oakland, California.
Oh, that's why you were late. Okay, now moving on with Alicia D Williams. That's my girl. Y'all know we go way back. She won a Newbery honor for Genesis Begins Again, and she has begun again a couple times with some picture books that are jumping at the sun. Welcome, Alicia D Williams from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right, Charlotte.
Yeah. Well, is this the new picture book?
No, Shirley Chisholm is the new one. Oh, the talk doesn't come out until October, though. If you're talking about
you just got books on top of books. That's what happens when you win a Newbery honor, I guess. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. And I'm Kwame Alexander. I'm the author of Becoming Muhammad Ali. This is not that book because it's downstairs and I didn't go down and get it. This is the Door of No Return, which comes out in September. We're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about my friends. We want to thank the people at Little Brown Young Readers for helping us put this event together. We want to thank the publisher of Nana's book, Knopf Books for Younger Readers. Is that correct, Nana?
Yes, it is.
And then, of course, we want to thank the publisher of Alicia D Williams' book. Is that Caitlin DeLuey Books?
It is.
That's right. And, of course, we want to thank this company called Versify that discovered Van Garrett at a house in Irvington, Virginia.
There's a story there. There is a story there.
Yeah, there's a story. That's what we're going to get into this. All right, y'all. So here's how this is going to go. We're going to have some little introductory questions, a little storytelling, a little conversation. We're going to read from our books. Then we're going to showcase our recipes, our meals that we made that are kind of related to our books. And you will be able to see us tasting those, and you will be able to vote on who has the best meal. And we already know Van's not going to win that for obvious reasons. But let's get into it. Van.
Yes, sir.
How did Kicks come to you? Where did this idea for this book happen? give us the 90 seconds.
All right. Writer's retreat in Virginia. I was given a writing prompt, given an hour to write what I feel strongly about. I said, kicks, I can write about shoes. And so 55 minutes, wrote this book. Kwame Alexander said, this sounds like a book that needs to be published. I thought Kwame was laughing and joking and playing around. He was like, I'm being serious. You need to do something with this. And the rest was history. But I wrote about what I loved and what I still love based on Kwame's request.
Look at that. That's just, I wasn't really trying to big up myself, but what year was this, man?
What was this, 2018?
2018, so 4 years ago. Man, it doesn't seem like it was 4 years ago.
It does not seem that way. Nah, it doesn't.
Man, you said sneakers are important to you. Do you have a degree in sneakers? Have you taken courses in sneakers? No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a legitimate question. Yeah. So when I got my advance for kicks, I used a big part of my advance to enroll in sneaker school, so I could talk about things like talk about the different parts of sneakers, like the colorway, the color pattern, talking about the heel counter, talking about the toe tap, talking about all those different things. So I wanted to be able, because people are going to ask me, hey, tell me about shoes. So I thought it was a good investment. So yeah, that's at FIT.
Look at that.
To New York. Yeah.
That's what's up. And so speaking of the color palette, we're going to move on to Nana's book, Blue. So Nana, here's what I think. I feel like I've always thought that the reason why we have why we call the blues is because of the big body of water that carried us, that carried our ancestors from Africa to America, and this place that stole us first, didn't just carry, it stole us and took us. And it's sort of the blue, the big sea, this big body of water. It represented the unknown. It represented this tragedy. It represented this uncertainty. It represented so much of what has tortured us. And I've always felt like that's where the blues came from. And so I wonder, why blue? Where did this come from, this inspiration for you to write this picture book?
I actually was reading the Bible, and the temple furnishings, King Solomon's temple furnishings, there was a blue curtain. And I was like, why does this matter that there's a blue curtain? And so I just started doing some Googling around initially and found out that there was a snail in antiquity that would secrete this drop that turned blue when it oxidized in the sun. And that blew my mind. And so
double entendre there. That double entendre, man.
So that really just sort of sent me on a quest to just doing some deep dive research on the color blue. And I found out so many interesting and fascinating facts. And I said to myself, I wish I knew this as a kid. Kids need to know about this. And so I wrote this sort of as a poem, really, initially to myself, and just kind of put it away, but then just started sharing it. And here we go. And I had the blessed fortune of Daniel Minter illustrating this book. And he did such a phenomenal job. I mean, I remember seeing the illustrations come through and tears coming to my eyes with the way he brought these words to life. So really grateful.
Yeah. Daniel Minter is a Caldecott honor-winning illustrator who lives in Maine, who's exceptionally just a legend, just so dynamic. His artwork is so beautiful. And so we began with kicks, and so we all know from Langston Hughes that our feet live their own life, and so kicks are important because they carry us from one place to the other. We talked about blue. We talked about the blue of the temple. I talked about the blue of the water and how the water carried us, how it took us. So how did we what guides us? What is that thing that guides us? We got Van the poet. We got Nana the poet. What's the thing? Where do we look to get from one place to the other? How do we discover the light? How do we discover delight in the face of all of what the woe? And I posit that wonder comes from the sun. And so we spend our lives trying to jump at it. What does that mean to jump at the sun? What does that metaphor mean? And where did it come from, Alicia?
Jump at the sun came for Zora. It came from her mother. See, her father told her, stop trying to wear those big old hats, because Zora, she had this grand imagination. She wanted a pony, or, for Christmas, and she wanted to do this and that. And he was like, no. You, at that time, girls cannot be amazing jumping at the sun. And her dad was like, stop trying to wear those big old hats. And her mom said, hey, I want you to jump at the sun. You might not land on the sun, at least you get at the ground. And for Zora and for us having that mantra, it means whatever you reach for, it's the highest. The sun is that highest point that we can obtain. And so she jumps. Do we reach the sun? No. So jumping for me is writing stories. Jumping for someone else, it may be something different. But jumping for me and so many other people, it's just moving forward. It's just pushing beyond our boundaries. So that's why I love it. I love it. As a folklorist, as a storyteller, this spoke to me.
Wow.
Plus, we got vitamin D. We get our vitamin D, and it's so good, and from the sun, it just energizes.
That's right. So why don't you kick us off with a quick sort of, share something from Jump at the Sun. Don't make it too long, because Nana's coming up next.
I'll just start from the beginning, and I'll just give a little taste from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, because don't read the whole book, though.
Oh, we'll be here forever. No, won't do it. All right.
Love you. I love you.
I love you too, Kwame. In a town called Eatonville, a place where magnolias smelled even prettier than they looked, oranges were as sweet as they were plump, and the people just plain old got along, lived a girl who was attracted to tails like mosquitoes to skin. Zora was her name. Is that good enough?
That's wonderful. Yeah, just give them a taste, because everybody's going to go to...
Now we need to know about Zora.
That's right. We got to know about Zora. So everybody's going to brainlayerbooks.com, thebrainlayer.com. So Kathy's going to put it in the YouTube and the Facebook comments where y'all can order these books, because it's important for y'all to support the authors, especially coming up out of this pandemic, as much as we can support the artists who allowed us to be able to survive and make it, and imagine where we are now, imagine a better world. So thank you for that delight that you brought us. Now, give us a little taste of that poem that you spoke of, Nana. Give us some of the blue.
All right, yeah, I will read also about maybe the first few lines. So it says,
now, this is your first time doing a children's book. Have you done a school visit yet?
I have done not several, but a few school visits, and I have loved them. Kids are amazing. This is so
What grade? Fun. What grade?
I have done kindergarten through 5th grade.
What's harder?
Excuse me?
What's harder?
Oh, they're hard for different reasons. The kindergartners are awesome because they are just unfiltered, completely unfiltered. So that's really fun. And the 5th graders are interesting and fun because they will tell you exactly what they're thinking and feeling in a way that kindergartners do not. So it's cool.
Dig it. That's what's up. All right. So let's hear it.
All right. So the color blue is all around us. Have you ever wondered where it comes from? It's in the sky, but you can't touch it. It's in the sea, but when you cup it, it disappears. You can crush iris petals for a brilliant shade, but just add water and away it fades. But then blue appears in the strangest places, discovered throughout history in unexpected ways. And I'll end there.
Ooh, man, you heard that? It's in the sky, but you can't touch it. It's in the sea, but you can't cup it.
Come on.
I love that.
How about that? Yeah.
That's
the way you write. The unpredictability of a rhyme is so underrated and beautiful. Well done. Well done on that blue. We might read a little bit more later, y'all. So just think of what else you might want to say. But right now, Van Garrett, who teaches 7th grade, he's been teaching 8th grade English forever.
Oh man.
So you know how to read to kids because you do it every day.
Yeah, but reading to elementary students, that's a little different. I literally read to, as the sister just mentioned, K through 5, and the energy was not 8th grade energy, but it'd be great though. It's so exciting. Yeah.
Hey, look, why you think I take a musician with me? Because it's so hard. It's so hard.
But rewarding though, rewarding. Yeah.
All right, so Van, I would like you, and again, we're gonna come back, Nana. I want you to read some again, and I want Alicia to read something again. But Van, I want you to read a little bit more than everyone else, just so we can get into the rhythm of this poem that you wrote in 55 minutes.
All right. All right, here we go. You can't pick kicks the way you pick sticks or stones or dinosaur bones. New kicks should be legit, not busted, hard, or old. Magic for your souls and soul. Electric. The feeling of wow, the way fireworks work clouds. Like pizza with the right ingredients. Crispy, astounding, smooth like hot buttered garlic bread.
Ooh, see? That's what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all are bringing it tonight.
Tonight.
Right?
Van has some garlic bread over there. I know he does.
Right? Van better have some garlic bread or some pizza or something, right?
Come on.
I
have the pot, don't worry.
Call Domino's while we talking. Call Domino's, man. Don't mess with us. Don't mess with us. Why do you write for children, Alicia D Williams?
Not just because I'm an educator by heart. I think stories as a child spoke to me. Sitting around the table with family members, and they could tell a story over and over every holiday, and we all laugh, and we're right there in that moment, and reliving that experience over and over again. And those stories stuck with me. And I think if stories can do that for a child, it's not only an escape or entertainment, but it's a legacy. Stories have a way of healing us, have a way of speaking to us our deepest need, and where it makes us feel seen. And for little kids, that's what they need. And I just love reaching them where they are.
Beautiful. Well said. Well said. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have more to say once I eat some of that the garlic bread, because the garlic bread will really work up my brain cells. So yeah.
That's why I like you so much, because you just bring a sense of family, familial home to this literary world, and it feels good. It feels good.
Not to go off, but you wrote something about chicken and your mom's chicken, and that's what food does for us. Stories and food, they're linked. We sit at the table, we eat, and we share stories.
That's it. The stories are the things that remind us of who we are, where we've come from, where we can go, and how we can get there. And they give us the confidence and the voice to do it all. Van Garrett, why do you write for children?
I write for children. I think really because one, the voice needs to be heard. Everybody, as you know, everybody has something to say, right? Everybody has something to say. But I think, and I saw this today, I think that when we write and we're able to make that connection, sometimes it's an immediate connection. Sometimes it's one of those indescribable feelings. I can't really put it into words today, but kicks, for example, I'm talking about shoes. And as soon as I talk about kicks, all the students start looking at their shoes like, oh, I have some kicks. I can relate to this. And so I was like, yeah, you have stories that are inside of you. So I think it's like, we talk about mentor text, but also being writers, being able to mentor young writers and letting them know that they can do the same thing that we're doing. So just being a vessel, just being used as a vessel. So.
And isn't that what kicks are? Aren't they vessels?
Yeah, right.
to take us from one place to the next.
Mm.
Come on, man.
And you choose, but these vessels you got, like I've seen quite a few of your kicks.
Yes.
And you got vessels you don't even wear.
You just, I don't even wear them.
Why'd you buy them? Why'd you buy them?
You know what? Because I'm glad you asked. Because I actually have some in my suitcase that I took with me today. But look, for me, collecting shoes, it's an artistic expression. Like, I'm not gonna get all the Yeezys. I'm not gonna get all the high dollar shoes. I get the one of a kind originals, much like these hand painted Vans. These are one of one, right? One of one. Wow. So I like it's art, right? I'm an artist. You know, I'm a visual artist, so I like being able to explore that. And that's the main takeaway from the book. Like I told the students today, you don't have to have the $300 shoes. You can have the $5 shoes. Just wear what you want to wear with pride. Express yourself. It's an artistic expression. Just like writing is artistic expression. So,
man, look, hey, Nana, Van, I have wonderful friends, and y'all are some of, the best of that. And so, Van sent me a nice gift, Nana. He sent me some Dr. J sneaker.
Wow.
Ooh.
Notice I didn't say sneakers. He sent me one sneaker. It was one sneaker. But it was a Dr. J autograph joint. I was like, I can't wear this, but I don't even want to wear it. Like, it was just a beautiful gift that you gave me. And I feel like these books are beautiful gifts for children, for librarians, for parents, for families. So commercial. Everybody go to brainlayerbooks.com, get a copy of Kicks, get a copy of Jump at the Sun, and get a copy of Blue. Nana, you wrote a novel that you're a journalist. Why do you write for children?
I wrote this book and I look forward to writing more for children because it keeps me connected to my own sense of wonder. And I think that that's what's so cool about this whole experience of just writing this, because when you're writing for kids, you tap into your wonder. When I was listening to you both, Van and Alicia, read your work, just the way that you read it, there's like you're tapping into something that's just totally different from when we're reading something that's for adults, right? That childlike sense of not being jaded, looking at something, looking at your kicks and seeing, how cool they are, how all the different facets and features of them. And that's what writing Blue did for me. It just really reawakened my own sense of wonder at the world, like just looking at the sky differently, looking at the ocean differently, thinking about music and the expressions that we use, like, oh, this happened to me out of the blue. It all just transformed for me. And so yeah, that's really why I love this experience writing for kids.
Always so articulate and just so spot on, sister. And librarians and teachers and parents who are watching this, y'all, what's the log line? So, I've been in television for a minute, so I got all these Hollywood terminology. Log lines are like the two lines, the line or the two lines that kind of tell you what the movie is about. So what's your log line, Alicia? 2 lines or less. What is your book about? Sell it to us so we know we can go and why we need to get it. And go.
Have you ever been told you're way too adventurous? I have a story about a little girl who was way too adventurous, who dreamed way too much, and who loved to tell stories. And if you love stories as much as I do, this is the book for you.
Bam, there it is right there. She talked about story. She talked about adventure. She had that expression that made you feel like it. She had to smile. Like she had all the stuff. Yeah, all the stuff. All right, Van, what you got? Give us the log line.
Joshua is a young man, a young boy who's looking for the perfect pair of sneakers. As he's looking for the perfect pair of sneakers, he finds out that the pride that he was looking for externally, literally, was internal. So Kicks is a book that uses shoes as a metaphor to talk about how pride is important. Appreciate who you are.
I love it. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell this fan's first book. He got that like first book, like crush. He got a crush. Like he's nervous. He don't want to ask her out. He's like afraid to ask her out, but he like her.
I'm crushing on her.
but she cute, and she gonna go out with him.
I'm laughing here, dude. Yeah,
exactly. I love it. All right, Nana journalist, give us the log line.
Oh my gosh, the pressure. Okay, so I would say, did you know that every single color under the sun has a history? I didn't know this, but I found out some incredibly fascinating facts about the history of the color blue that propelled me to write this book. So I invite you to find out about this fascinating history and stay on the journey. And I invite you to explore the history of other colors as well for yourself.
There you go. That's it. Hey, Kathy, while we're doing this, if people on YouTube or Facebook have questions, you can text me or put it in the chat and let us know. All right, so look, what we going to do right now. Yeah, you know it's about to happen. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do after the thing we're going to do right now. We're going to do a little round robin. So Alicia's going to start and read something from her book. And then Nana's going to be inspired by what she read. And she's going to read something from Blue that's somehow connected, maybe. And then Van's going to read something from Kicks that's connected to what he heard from Blue. So that's what we're going to do in a minute. So y'all need to start thinking about that. But first, we're going to answer this question. Kathy, pop that question back in. I saw it. And then I see a bunch of questions over here. What have students made you consider about your work that you had not previously considered? Nana, what have you considered about your work that you had not previously considered, that students have made you consider?
One thing that I've asked students why they think the term "I'm feeling blue" means sad. And so many students have brought up the fact that when you cry, your tears are clear, just like when you put your hand in the water, the water is clear. But they started talking about like an ocean of tears. And I just thought that was so poetic and so beautiful. So that's something that I hadn't really thought of in connection to, why you would say I'm feeling blue.
Yeah, that's dope. Shout out to Margot. Thank you for being here. Angela Reed from Metro Atlanta. You're here. Motivating you, Elandra. Thank you for your question. Very cool. Deanna Morell. Her writing cats are watching this, y'all.
Oh. That's where I am right now.
That's where you are right now.
In their school's library. Yeah. They hooked me up. Look at all the swag they hooked me up with. I got a shirt. What? Gift bag, man.
Oh, that's love.
Yo,
that's nothing but love.
Yeah, they hooked me up.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Ekua Moses, the author's here from Vegas. Word. All right, so look, before we do that thing, y'all, now is the time where we do the cook-off. So basically, everybody, what happens is when I do Breaking Bread, all the authors prepare a meal that's related to their book. I did it with Lamar, and I did it with Kwame and Belia, I think, and Jerry Craft, and every time I never win. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm a pretty good cook, but tonight we are all going to showcase our meals and explain how it's connected to our book, and then we're going to taste it, and y'all are going to see it, and then at the end we'll vote. Okay, so we're going to start with Alicia D Williams. You got the floor.
Okay, so Zora grew up. And so here's the thing. and with having a big family and having to come from an all Black community, people brought things. Like I have a friend here who was hiding on the ground who brought over deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs. So we share food as an appetizer. So what I have for you is not only the appetizer with the deviled eggs, some fried green tomatoes.
Ooh.
Yeah. And because they're always down by the water, they can fish. So fishing and shrimp and things like that, they always got right from the lake. So I have some crab cakes with grits and some sliced tomatoes that she would have in her garden.
Hold on. Let us see them grits. Let us see what grits look like just for reference. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah. So some people want to have sugar with their grits. Some people salt and pepper. That's a big, I'm not getting into that. But for the sake of this meal, it's salt and pepper because it's not a breakfast. And some people probably want to break up some cornbread. So I have some lovely cornbread. Now, after you finish, you can wash it down with some strawberry lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after a while, you're telling stories. They have some gingerbread and buttermilk or something. So you might want to cool down on that hot night with some watermelon. Let's normalize Black folks eating watermelon and fruit. Or there's always going to be some sweet. So we have a lemon pound cake to eat, and you wash it down with some milk. There we go.
Game over. There's no need of going on. Thank y'all for joining us tonight for Breaking Bread. Have a great evening. This is over. It is a wrap. But for the sake of argument, yeah, motivating. You said you're not playing. You are not playing. That looks luscious and lovely and well done. And thank you for sharing the story. Nana, what you got?
Okay, so I thought this was an actual cook-off, so that we were going to cook live. So that's what I thought. But I will show you what I was going to make, which are periwinkle snails.
Ooh.
I mean,
what are they're actual snails?
They're actual snails, and they're called periwinkles. And I was going to make, because in the book, as I mentioned, there was a snail, there is a snail, the Murex trunculus snail, that produces a slimy secretion that turns blue when it's oxidized in the sun. So I wanted to make that to be as an inspiration from the book.
How long does it take to make it?
It only takes about 20 minutes. So I thought we were going to do this as we were doing it.
And so you thought you were going to take 20 minutes to make snails while
I thought we were going to be making it while we were discussing the book. And I had the whole setup. I had mise en place. Everything was chopped up. So
I'm doubly impressed and a bit confused and frustrated at the same time. But I'm still impressed. I'm more impressed that you have periwinkle snails. And that looks like, I almost would vote for you just for the audacity that you were going to make it on here. You have my vote. Sorry, Alicia. Wow.
But I got pound cake and
yeah, but that's strawberry lemonade. I don't know. That's strawberry lemonade.
And China, because they will have it on a China place as well. As well as a vintage place. Oops. So yeah. But periwinkle, you know,
Alicia, you had your chance. Hey, Kathy, can you mute Alicia? Kathy, please mute Alicia. I don't know how to do it. All right, I'll do my dish next. I'm supposed to be talking about becoming Muhammad Ali, and he went through a point when he was Cassius Clay as a 13, 14-year-old, where he and his brother Rudy used to run in Chickasaw Park every morning before school. They would put on garbage bags to help them sweat, and they would run in the park. So I actually went to this park and walked around, and he would drink eggs, and just he wouldn't drink soda. Like, he was really serious about his diet. So I tried to make a healthy drink that I like to enjoy a lot. It's sort of a food/drink, and it is a green smoothie. Yeah. And it is spinach and kale and banana and mango and pineapple. Wow. And I got a little bit of guava in here. and I said spinach, right? And then it's got the strawberry on the side, and so, ooh, that's refreshing. Ooh, it's such a refreshing drink. Hold on. Oh, it's so healthy for you too, Alicia.
So are eggs.
Yeah, Alicia is a Zumba.
Periwinkles.
Alicia is a Zumba instructor, also, y'all. So if Alicia, are you back to doing Zumba?
As soon as I finish PT, I'm back. I'll be back.
Oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, that's my drink, y'all. It's the green smoothie. So we're gonna vote here soon. And so lastly, I hate to do this. I feel bad about doing it, but I mean, you on the show, you here, so we're gonna do it. Van, what you got?
Oh, you know what? Look, so I did a school visit today. I've been at this school since a little bit before 11 o'clock, and they hooked me up with so much good food. Let me see what they brought. Oh, you know what?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
So they brought me some chips, right? Okay, I don't know if y'all can see it.
Nope. What?
No, we get what the? I thought he was gonna have some crab legs in there or something, Alicia.
Yeah,
crab.
But he's giving what other people brought him. What you cook?
Oh, well, yeah, and a big plate of fajitas. But I'm gonna tell you what I brought today. They literally sent me with a to-go plate. Wait, let me show. I gotta show you this because they show so much love. This is a big plate of fajitas for me to take home. They didn't have to do that. So shout out to Turner. Shout out to Turner. But what I brought, since I'm on the road, instant grits. I brought some instant grits.
The grits.
I did bring a plate. And I brought a picture of the shrimp and grits that I've made in the past. So I try to be creative, try to play along. So you can look, use your imagination.
He played in the
Played the picture.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. These are the wrong kind of grits anyway, because I normally like the instant cheese grits with my own cheese to make my shrimp and grits.
Well, I'm flummoxed. I am completely flummoxed. I don't know how we got to this point.
flummoxed.
But Kathy's like, move on. She's like, answer a question. Motivating You says, when you were writing your book, who were you writing to? Ooh, so I'll say that I wrote Becoming Muhammad Ali. I wrote it to my 12-year-old self. I wrote it to myself today. If I try to write a book that I'm gonna enjoy reading, and I feel like if I can be that authentic, kids and parents will love it too. That's my audacity. What about you, Alicia? Who are you writing to?
Not necessarily to, but for, like, definitely for children, but I wanted to write for those children who need to be pulled into folklore again. Folktales are such a big part of our community, our legacy, our heritage. And I wanted to capture the cadence of folk tales and Black folk tellers back in the back roads and incite them to pick up a broad rabbit, a broad fox tail again and tell those stories again.
Yeah. No, who are you writing to?
I'm writing to anybody who has a sense of wonder or needs their sense of wonder reawakened.
Van?
All right, so let me answer that in a lot of different ways. So the book is dedicated to my nephew, Josh, 7-year-old Josh. But the book is for kids as well as their parents who might be sneakerheads. And so it's for sneakerheads as well. But I actually wrote the book to Nina Simone. So I was listening to 4 Women. So that was the soundtrack. That was the thumping bass line as I was writing the book. So it's for anybody who likes shoes. But those are all the different elements that brought about kicks.
So you're listening to music when you write. I do the same thing. I can't listen to jazz. I listen to jazz, but I can't listen to jazz with words.
Right.
I have to listen to instrumental jazz when I'm writing the first draft.
Yeah.
When I rewrite, then I can listen to anything.
Yeah, and that's what it was. It was actually the jazz arrangement of 4 women. And that bass, doom, 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 just that bass line. It was just that.
Who was it? Who was it? You remember?
I don't remember the group. I have to send it to
Okay.
you, but yeah, it was obscure something, and it was just like doom, 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 doom. You can't.
So Alicia, and Nana, Van and I. So Nana and Van, you all have a connection that you aren't aware of, but Van and I went to Tuscany in 2010 for a writers fellowship that I created, and we spent 3 weeks in Europe, and 4 days of that were spent in Paris. We got stuck in Paris because of a train strike. So we were only going to stay for 2 days, but we got stuck because of the train strike. And one of the things we did is we took a Blacks in Paris tour. And on the tour, we met this cat who was a saxophonist. His name was Chance. And it turns out that Chance, old black guy, he had played with, was it Coltrane or Charlie Parker?
I think Parker. I think it's Parker. But
Charlie Parker.
Yeah. But he gigged with a lot of people though. Like he was rattling them off. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we went to a jazz club, and Van actually performed with the jazz band.
Wow.
So we both have that jazz connection. And then Nana and I went to Brazil together. And for the second fellowship, we went to Bahia. And so we spent time there. What was that food that Chris really liked to eat? Acai.
Oh my, we all like that.
Y'all all like that.
And acarajé.
Yeah, and the bulls, like all that meat we had where they carved the meat at your table.
Yeah,
that was really cool. But I've lost my train of thought now because I'm going down memory lane.
Music.
What kind of music do you listen to, Alicia?
I listen to jazz. A lot of times John Coltrane, especially my favorite things. I start off with that, or Miles Davis, kind of blue. And because Zora was in an era, I started listening to the jazz of that time and how they did the Lindy Hop and everything, just to see what she would have listened to at that period during the Harlem Renaissance.
Some of that Duke Ellington and Fats Waller.
Yes, that's actually named in the book. So you got a lot of history, but the name dropping in the book. But yes.
And what about you, Nana? Who are you listening to?
I don't actually listen to music while I'm writing, because when I'm writing, I read aloud to myself, and so I need to hear the music of the words. So I can't focus if there's something going on.
Got it. That's important. I mean, you got to find out what your process is, how you get into your own rhythm. And we're going to get into our own rhythm right now, you all, before we leave you all. We're going to do our round robin. And I guess I should probably join this. So I will end it. We will start. No, we want to let Van end it. I'll start it. And then we'll go to Alicia, and then Alicia will go to Nana, and then Nana will go to Van, and that is how we will do it. Kathy says her sound went out. Oh, hey, can everybody else hear us? Put something in the chat. Let us know y'all can still hear us. So yeah, I'm just gonna pick something to lead into you, Alicia, to your jumping at the sun, and I'll read something from The Door of No Return, which comes out, okay, everybody can hear us, great, which comes out September the 27th, and we will start like this. We planted yams in the dry season, and now the stems are yellow, which means 3 things. The yams are finally ripe. Get ready, Alicia. The yams are finally ripe. We will celebrate the harvest of yams at the annual King's Festival. And for the rest of the rainy season, I will be eating yams until I choke.
Wow. All right. All right, round robin, pick something. I'm Libra. Oh, here we go. The friend spared a pallet for sleeping. There wasn't time for Zora to be pondering the capers of Brer Rabbit. She had to earn her keep. But she was better at storytelling than holding a job. She was fired from maid jobs for reading employees' books instead of cleaning. She up and quit babysitting her oldest brother's children when he quit on his promise to let her go back to school. For 12 long years, she traveled from job to job, from Florida to Baltimore, in and out of schools. Zora was miserable, except for when she spooned out Eatonville trickster tales to whoever sop them up. And sakes alive, folks were hungry.
Wow. Okay. All right. So for centuries, scientists, merchants, and dyers looked for more sources of blue. Then on the shores of the Mediterranean, Central America, Mexico, and Japan, dyers found blue in the belly of a certain shellfish. A Phoenician myth says a dog discovered the color. Finding a snail on the beach, the pup ate it up. The snail turned the dog's tongue purple blue, and from that moment, a new industry was born.
Even on rainy days, you sparkle in colorways under an umbrella, soaking up experiences as you float like ice cream in vanilla Coke.
Yay.
Y'all are bad. Y'all are BAAD.
So
What's your favorite? Hey Van, what's your favorite word?
Peace is my favorite word. Peace
Peace.
is my favorite word.
No. What's your favorite word?
Oh, that's too hard. You're asking a writer what her favorite word is right now. Right now, it's periwinkle.
Alicia, what's your favorite word?
I think it doesn't fit here, but it used to be sardonic. I just love to say that. Oh, you're being sardonic.
Yeah, dig it. Van, what's a piece of advice you've received from someone recently or in the past, that sticks with you?
Recently, be honest, be sincere. Be honest.
Alicia?
Keep your heart open, because when you close it, all your energy stops.
Wow.
No.
A piece of advice. I don't know. Come back to me. I'm thinking.
A book you recommend that everybody read besides your own, Alicia?
What age group?
A book we think maybe any it doesn't matter what age group.
Oh, okay. I think my very all-time favorite book is Salvage the Bones. If you're a writer and if you want to live outside of your lived experience, Salvage the Bones will take you into something and change how you judge people.
By Jesmyn Ward, y'all. By Jesmyn Ward. All these books are available at Brainlair Books. Van, a book you recommend?
Life Doesn't Frighten Me at All. Life Doesn't Frighten Me at All.
No.
My favorite book is The Joys of Motherhood by Buchi Emecheta.
Oh, that's lovely. I think the book that I recommend you all, it's hard to recommend one book, so I will try to recommend 3. I'm going to recommend that you all, understand that the blues were never about sorrow. They were about hope. They were about finding the wonder in the woe, finding the triumph in the tragedy. And so I would posit that you find that joy in the picture book Blue, written by Ekua Brew-Hammond. Get it. Buy one for you and buy one for somebody who thinks they're blue. And then I would say, my people, the stars are beautiful, The sun is beautiful, so the faces of my people. The stars are beautiful. No, I got it wrong. Anyway, go Google it, Langston Hughes. But in the meantime, get a copy of Jump at the Sun. Find out why it represents the souls of us, the souls of all of us, and how it can illuminate what's possible and what's powerful in this world. Get a copy of Jump at the Sun by Alicia D Williams. And then I would say for my third book, get a copy of the, no, I'm just kidding. For my third book, I would say get the book that is, that came out today, that is beautiful poetry, that is a compelling story, that is not indicative of the author's cooking skills, and is a book that every kid is they're going to run to it, they're going to race through it, they're going to find that rhythm and joy on every page, in every word of this magnificent poem that's now a picture book. Illustrated by
Reggie Brown.
Illustrated by Alicia.
Jacqueline Alcantara.
Illustrated by Nana.
Daniel Minter.
I'm Kwame Alexander, and I can't thank you, friends, for joining me, for doing this with me, for answering the call. I hope you all sell a lot of books. I'm going to buy quite a few for friends and family. Thank you so much, Kathy. Again, can't wait to break bread with you all. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and be kind. Don't be racist. Love, smile, hope, dream, live, laugh. And we'll see you all on the other side. Peace.
All right, peace, y'all. See ya.
We're still in the